What is going on YouTube? Lamont on the run. Today I am walking into this lovely little area here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And I just got done doing a video on my other channel. And I seen this and I said, oh, this place looks kind of cool. Let's walk around and see what this place is all about. Now, today we're going to talk about the curious case of former Minneapolis police officer Alexander Keung. Now, of course, Alexander Keung is one of the 4 officers that were arrested and charged in the death of George Floyd. If you can see in this picture, he is the one that's leaning on George Floyd's back. Now, everybody has been sentenced and everybody is now incarcerated in jail. Derek Chauvin ended up getting about 22 and a half years in prison. Tu Tao, he was the Hmong police officer. He ended up getting about 3.5 years. Thomas Lane, he got about 3 or 3.5 years. And Alexander Keung, he got about 3 years in prison. Now, this video is not about whether they deserved their sentences or they deserved more of a prison sentence. I'm not talking about that. What I want to know is, why did Alexander Keung get the same amount of time as the other 2 individuals? I don't think a lot of people know this, but then again, I don't think a lot of people really care. I don't think a lot of people really care that Alexander Keung was only on his 3rd day of being a full-fledged police officer. I thought that was kind of weird. 3rd day of being a cop, you don't have a lot of experience, you deal with George Floyd, and now you're doing 3 years of prison. So Alexander Keung, he grew up in the Minneapolis area. His mother is white, his father was Nigerian, but his father wasn't in his life. I believe Alexander Keung has a couple siblings. Maybe one of them is adopted or something along those lines. One of them is affiliated with the Black Lives Matter organization, and they've had a beef with each other about him becoming a police officer. So Alexander Keung, originally he had went to a college to play soccer and study business, but after having surgery on both of his knees, he knew that there was no way in hell he was ever going to be able to become a professional soccer player, which is what he wanted to do. So in 2019, he probably told his mom, he's like, you know, I'm actually thinking about becoming a police officer, right? I'm thinking about it. It's a good job, right? I don't think so. Not anymore. But he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about becoming a police officer. And maybe his mother was a little bit reluctant about him doing that, but hey, what are you going to do? So he joins the police force or whatever. He goes through the academy. Now, during the academy, they put you like in the field with a supervising officer, and I believe that officer was Derek Chauvin. Now, I'm not exactly sure how long that lasts. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, I don't know. So he would work as a cadet, you know, running with the police officers. And after his training was over, he becomes a full-fledged police officer. So he's working his 3rd shift, his 3rd day as a Minneapolis police department, when, of course, again, like I've said, he runs into George Floyd. And pretty much the rest is history, right? The rest is history. But, you know, I'm not even complaining about the other, you know, prison sentences, because we already know why they got sentenced to prison. It was either that or have Minneapolis burned it down to the ground. And I do believe that. It is what it is, guys. But my question is this. How come it wasn't afforded to Alexander Keung to be given some kind of leniency, considering, again, this is his third day on the job? I mean, doesn't anybody know that his training was dictating him doing exactly as he was told and as he was supposed to do? I mean, what was he supposed to do? Like, you know, push Derek Chauvin off of George Floyd and say, leave him alone, so what, he can get fired, so he can get arrested for assaulting a police officer? I never did understand that. Now, you know, listen, their lives are not particularly over. Like Derek Chauvin's life, that's pretty much over. Because by the time he gets out of prison, he'll be well into his 60s. That's pretty much a wrap for him. The other guys, they're relatively young. They can still make a life for themselves. Alexander Keung, he was 26 years old at the time that all that happened. So by the time he gets out of prison, he'll be 30. You know, he'll still be able to make a life for himself. But I don't know, it's kind of weird being your third shift on the job. And I'm sure he thinks that he's ruined his life, but you know, of course he didn't. He'll be able to turn things around. He'll be a felon, a convicted felon, but he'll be able to turn things around and, you know, probably make a life out of himself. I'm just wondering how come nobody in the mainstream media brought that up, that, you know, the third day on the job, third shift, and he's still getting the same prison sentence as the other two guys. I don't know. Kind of weird at the end of the day. But currently, I think one of them is at a low-level federal penitentiary in, I think, Inglewood, Colorado, or something like that. I have no idea. I just basically walked in a circle. So anyways, guys, leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think that the sentence was fair? Not for the other guys. I mean, you can leave a comment for them. Go ahead. I don't, you know, whatever. I'm more or less talking about Alexander Keung. He got about 3 years. And, I mean, I think, you know, if he had to go to prison, I think he should have got less time. I think he should have got a lot less time. I kind of think he should have got no time. He was doing his job at the end of the day. Anyways, Lamont on the run. I'm out of here. I will catch up with you later. I'm going to pick up this magazine and see what is going on in Greensburg. Catch up with you all later, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.